Next step. First, Sandro. The traitor was first. Nunez is in the house. I should check the manual. I'm building my car according to the manual. Hello. Now we have enough people. We can start. Have you ever read the manual? It's pretty good actually. There's a lot of useful information in here. Especially here in the front. Some really good info here. It's like always take manual seriously. Avoid AstroTurf at all costs. Astro is the death of off-road. It says so in the manual. Serious. Remember, if you do not follow our advice, please do not complain. JQRacing is not responsible for your possible lack of talent. If you are mechanically challenged, it's not our fault. These are like disclaimers here. If the car does not suit you, please see above. You know, the kind of lack of talent and mechanically challenged part. That was above there. So, oh my God, we got Tyler Henderson in the house. I need to do this when are you from New Zealand? Whenever it's night time over there. That's when I need to do this. Okay. So last time we did these. Dremel the arms, finished the front end. Time for the sexy shock tower. Look at that. What's up, Brian Pavidis? I'll be over there soon. OCRC. November. Best instruction manual. Yeah, that's true. It's pretty good, I have to say so. So this is an easy step. You can't really mess this up. You have to really be an expert at messing things up if you mess this up. Shock tower. This is easy. Anyone can do this. East Coast races. I don't know. I haven't planned any. Last year I did the Fall Brawl, Myrtle Beach. That's as far east as you can get. It was cold over there. Yep, JQ cars did well in the Dominican Republic, I saw. PMB is at a bad time. It's April, I think. That's normally when I fly back for Neo Buggy. So I can't do that race. I don't know why there's no dealer in Portugal. There should be. I've even had Portuguese drivers. But no dealer. Is this the nitro or electric? This is the nitro. At this point, there's no difference. Electric and nitro are the same so far. So here, at this step I always forget to do this, but not now, because I have to look professional, so I'm really focusing. The body post, you have to remember to assemble that first before you put the plate onto the gearbox. I always make this mistake. Normally I attach the plate, then I can't get to the body post screw. Then I have to disassemble it and look like an idiot. Standard. What's going on? What's next? Sway bar. Front sway bar. Comes with a 2.3. And I should watch the Adam Drake video on how to assemble a sway bar. Just to make sure I do it right. Damn it. Nothing missing so far. We're doing really good. Hopefully we have all the grub screws now. Now that I said that. Fuck. Do you drive a JQ in Portugal? Who? Oh, Keenan was asking someone here. I got super glue on my 1.5. That's how professional I am. Doesn't fit the screw now. Shit. Yeah, if you know any dealers in Portugal, then hook me up. Need someone. Do any of the angry Americans hit you up in real life, or are they just keyboard warriors? Unfortunately, they're only keyboard warriors. I mean, I've been looking forward to meeting them, but nope, not really. Are you scared? Dude, it's nighttime here. Am I scared of the sun since your windows are covered? It's nighttime, there's no sun. If anyone asks, I'm working. That's right. Me too. Okay, so here we go. Sway bar's on now. It's all loose, flopping around. Now I'm gonna put the grub screws in. I'm gonna show you what I do here. So you put a grub screw in until it locks the sway bar. Then you just open, or I mean, what am I saying here? Like you undo the screw until the sway bar drops. So you see how it's stuck. Now it's moving a bit. Boom, drops. Then you do the same with the other screw. Someone's asking if I use grease on the hinge pins. No, I don't. I don't put anything there. Grease just attracts dirt, and we don't want that. So again, sway bar is up. Undo the screw. Until it drops. Still a bit stiff. A bit more. So it's free. Then balls into the sway bar link with my grandfather pliers. I lost my pliers. I'm like T-bar, I need to blow my nose. Hinge pin lube. Never heard of hinge pin lube. We don't need any hinge pin lube here. One moment. Back. So you made sure the sway bar moves freely. There's a bit of play. I can move the sway bar a bit, side to side, front to back. Just a bit of play. This is the direction the balls go. You see that? Should we check the manual? Yeah, we're doing it right. Look at that. Some people put these the wrong way, don't do that. Recheck. That's the way you do it. Pay attention. How to cut a Lexan body? Oh, come on. That's a bit patronizing, isn't it? Take some scissors and just cut the damn thing. How hard can it be? This isn't a touring car. Almost like you have built one before. Well, not really. I mean, I have to constantly check the manual. Aye, aye, aye. What's up, Nicholas? So, sway bar is on, sway bar links are on. Everything's free, nice and free. Nothing's binding. Next, C-hubs. Okay, these come pre-assembled in the kits. To be honest, mainly it's just to make sure that they don't forget any parts and that everything works. It's also kind of QC all in one. So the knuckle doesn't bind, the axles go through, the bearings fit, everything fits nice and works. So that's why they pre-assemble it. But they don't put any Loctite at the factory. So you need to undo these screws, add Loctite, and then assemble it again. Okay? So don't just put this on the car and drive. You need to put some Loctite on these screws. And actually it says so on the bag too. But I think many people that drive RC cars, they don't know how to read. I'm serious. Or maybe they just don't bother. They're so excited. They just go for it. Someone's asking how come there's no holders on the front sway bar like the rear. Because the front sway bar can't move anyway. It doesn't move side to side, so you don't need the holders. The rear gearbox, the genius designer made a mistake there. So one direction, the sway bar can move. So that's why we have the sway bar holders there. But on the front gearbox, you don't need it. So someone's asking if there's a picture of Loctite in the manual. Let's check. It says here, when in doubt, check the manual. I'm in doubt right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, there is thread lock. And you know what? Guess what? On this screw for the C-hub, there's no picture of a Loctite bottle. Terrible, terrible. Who made this manual? There's like thread lock on the same page, but it's not for that particular screw. Oh my god, how are we gonna get through this now? It also says here, do not eat the manual. Okay, so anyway, I took this apart now. Screws are right here. Now we need some Loctite. And this is how I do it. So I put some Loctite on the threads in the knuckle. I make sure the Loctite goes all in the threads. Wipe any excess Loctite off with my thumb because that's really professional. Then I also put some Loctite on the screws. Just a bit. And now there's no way in hell this thing is coming off. Ever. Not even when I want to disassemble it. But that's better than having a DNF because a stupid steering knuckle screw comes off. So double Loctite. Loctite on the knuckle, on the screw. We're gonna assemble it again. Dude, I never cleaned these screws. 25 years, never had a problem. Brake cleaner gives you cancer. I mean, if you have a screw which has been in an oil bath or something, yeah, maybe clean it. But these screws, they're fine. They're fine. Now I need my my rag so I don't hurt my sensitive hand. These screws you can again really tighten down. Like, remember that face I made last time doing the outdrive screw? Same thing. These are like that, you know. Stays on. Might try clean my bum with brake clean, says Tyler Henderson. See, this is why I need to do these when he's sleeping. This guy's insane. That's good. It's gonna stay on now. And amazing, it's still free. Everything's free. Dialed. Next one. $80 people with no lives watching me build an RC car, or try to. After you finish that, get to work on the 10 scale. What's there to do? I've already designed a 2-wheel and a 4-wheel. So, thread lock on the knuckle. Make sure the thread lock goes in the threads. Wipe excess off with your thumb like a pro. See, the screws are fine. Why would you want to clean that? It's a waste of time. Some thread lock on there. And the other one. David wants me to send him the car for a full evaluation. This might be Degani's car actually. Because then he can actually watch the video of me building it. Then if he has any questions, he can actually go back and review the step and make sure I did everything right. But JQ, did you Loctite this? And you can watch the video to make sure. I think that's actually a good idea. Okay, here we go again. So this is actually my own tool handle from 2007 or whatever. So I can make it a T. Really crank down on these. Yep, that's good. It's not coming off. I'm gonna laugh if it does come off. Oh shit, I'm missing comments here. It's time to freshen up the haircut. Now we don't have time for that. Waste of time and money. Aye. What am I assembling? I'm assembling a black edition. Tyler Henderson writes, my first JQ buggy, I jumped it accidentally through my windshield. That's cool. Why don't you have video of that? Are those comments going to be live now? Just kind of stopped before. Okay, where did I saw the hinge pin somewhere, I already lost them. There. So, C-hub into the arm. The black edition comes with the long drive shafts, front and rear. Just for your information, if you were wondering. I always put this screw in from the back, I don't know why. Just the way I do it. Some people do it the other way. I don't know what the manual says, who knows. Apparently today I'm not putting it in anyway, it just doesn't work. There we go. Looks like we're actually laser engraving the drive shafts now. You see that? 90.5 it says. Which springs do you use on a high grip track? I use the Hot Buddies yellow. Aki says I'm putting the screw in the wrong way. Well, I always did kind of like to do things differently, so. Yeah. I'm out of practice, I can't get these hinge pins in. Look, it's like I'm doing something wrong here. Yeah? And next we have something which a lot of people forget to do, which I'm going to show you. So just pay attention now. Okay. We're going to put the nut here on the hinge pin first. This everyone remembers. This is straightforward. Like, I've never seen anyone forget this. But now the next step seems to be really challenging for a lot of people. So just pay attention now. The C-hub kind of wobbles around a lot. It's loose, there's a lot of play. People have even emailed me that my car sucks and I'm an idiot. Like, there's a lot of play here. What's going on? Like, it's actually pretty good now, but after you drive it one time, it's going to be really loose. What's going on? Well, look, just, can you see that? There's two screw holes there. Well, why do you think they're there? For grub screws, to get rid of all the play. So you lock the C-hub onto the hinge pin. And this is what many people forget to do. And as I said, then they complain, and they send me messages, they email me saying, JQ, you're an idiot, your car sucks, it's just play everywhere, it wears out, and it's, oh, well, did you put the grub screws in? What grub screws? Boom, there we go. Let me just repeat something here. Remember, if you are mechanically challenged, it's not our fault. And also, do not contact manufacturer before carefully studying the manual. Like, this is the most important advice, people. I just can't stress this enough. I'm going to reread this to you. Do not contact manufacturer before carefully studying the manual. Read the manual before attempting to assemble. After finishing the manual, read it again. I just wish more people would do this. Seriously. When in doubt, check the manual. I don't know. I mean, it's right there. The information is right there. Anyway, back to these grub screws. So I used to put thread lock on them, but then I stripped some and it really pissed me off. I had a nervous breakdown, couldn't get them out, and then I stopped putting Loctite in. And they actually stay in without Loctite, so I was an idiot. So 2 grub screws in the C-hub to lock the C-hub onto the hinge pin. This reduces play and eliminates your need to contact me and call me an idiot because I designed a shit car. Really. These 4 grub screws, so much grief. There we go. Both sides, left and right. 2 plus 2, 4 grub screws. When in doubt, send the complaints out. That's good. When in doubt, send the complaints out. Sami Salmela is here. Sami Salmela is basically my neighbor now. 40+ world champion. Onko se Sami oikeasti? Plus 40 maailmanmestari. Now we come to my favorite part of the build. These bad boys. Turnbuckles. Sheesh. These should really be pre-built at the factory. This is some terrible shit right here. Having to do this. So there's a small line here. Oh, Sami says he's a double world champion, 40 over. That's crazy. So anyway, there's a small line here. I don't know, you can't see on this crappy video, but there's a line here and I always put it to the left. So if I'm facing the car, facing the front of the car, I'll put it to the left. And what that means is when I adjust them backwards, I add camber. So when I adjust them back, they get shorter and I add camber. That's just how I do it. I would recommend that you figure out a way to do it and you always stick to the same way. Then it's easier at the track. You don't have to figure out which way to turn the turnbuckle to lengthen it or shorten it. So this is how I've always done it, and I just keep doing it. Build it right, says Quintus. There's no other way to do it. Is the shirt I'm wearing going to be sold in XXL? Yes. Boom. This thing is going to be sold in 4XL. That's the biggest size. So I don't know if that's big enough for all of you guys out there, but hopefully. Maybe not Begani. I wish I could just hand this over to someone and you do it, because this sucks. Awesome. Here's a tip. Use a tool. Make it easier. So we're just going to eyeball this now. We don't care about camber right now. Just make the length equal left and right, that's it. Balls. These are actually really free already from the factory, so don't need to do anything. Just pop them in. Henderson at it again. So I'm building this car with upper links. That's what comes standard. I have the upper arms sometimes on my cars. And it's not a huge difference, but the upper arm just stiffens up the front end, so there's less flex. So on high grip, I prefer the feel. But like we spoke about it, I don't know, a couple of Facebook Lives ago, and Begani doesn't like it. He prefers the upper link, so it's not a huge deal. Do I build a new car for every big race? No, I don't. No, especially last year because I didn't really have cars. Like we ran out at one point, and then terrible. So now I'm just gonna be building cars here in the off season, and then I'll have a bunch of new cars for the year. Normally I build a new car at the beginning of the year, then for Neo Buggy, and then for the Euros. Otherwise I tend to keep the same car, just change parts. Most club racers put the left thread in any direction to be able to set 4 different cambers at any time. Yep, that's how most people do it, but it makes sense to do it all in one direction. So far so good. Haven't made any huge mistakes yet. Begani should be happy. Is Agami still around? I guess you mean Agama. Yes, it is. Okay, Tyler Henderson. See you later. Thanks for joining. One more turnbuckle to go. I wonder how many turnbuckles I've built in my life. Too many. Holy cow, there's over 100 people watching me build this thing. Come on, says Colin Herzig. More time for trash talk. You need a beer. Actually, I have a long kind of this finished drink. I tried a new one. They had this purple one. I've never tried this before. I have no idea what that taste even is supposed to be. But it's pretty bad. Yep, we all hate turnbuckles. Rob Razy. Hey Rob, how you doing, Nia Buggy? It's not beer. It's some girly drink. Is it true that your Opel van is maintenance free? I want one too. Well, almost maintenance free. Just a few small glitches here and there. Maybe. Rob, you need to do Neo. Also Adam Lewis. Both need to do Neo. Shit, too many messages. What's going on there? Love you, Rob Razy. Yeah, you should be at Neo. Oh, crap. You just stay there. So who's going to Neo Buggy? The traitor. What car are you running? That's the only thing I care about. I don't care about you, just what car you run. Seattle. I need to go to Seattle, apparently. Any good races? I'm always in America in the winter time, so I don't think Seattle is good for RC that time. You know what? I have a great explanation why I chose C-Hub over anything else. One of my videos, release videos, for the white edition, I think. But basically, just long story short, C-Hub is a good compromise. It will always be good. You can always get it good no matter what the track conditions. It's not pillar ball pillar ball will drive a certain way. Like it has a certain feel to it, and you can't get rid of it. It is what it is. The Losi style, same thing. Like high grip European, long sweepers, bumpy. Like it just doesn't work as well on those conditions. Neo buggy track, oh awesome. C-Hub, any kind of track you can get it good. Same setup, it will work good, and the feeling is very neutral and similar in all conditions. So it's just a good compromise. Rob Razy, could be black edition. Rob Razy, yeah, we definitely need a black edition. So there we go, turnbuckle's finally done. Whew, everything's still free. Just gonna adjust the turnbuckles a bit closer to what they're supposed to be. Thank you, Rob. Does look good, doesn't it? Okay, So front end, almost done. Just need to add the steering. Everything's free. Loctite. You remember Loctite on the knuckle, on the screw. Those grub screws. Put them in, no Loctite required. These lock the C-hub onto the hinge pin, so reduces play. Sway bar was set, so the grub screws don't pinch the sway bar. The sway bar moves freely, but there's no excess play. Turnbuckles, the lines on the turnbuckles, I put them both on the left when looking at the car from the front. It's easy for me to adjust the camber. That's about it. What's next? Check the manual. What's the next step? If it's easy, I'll do it. It says rear gearbox. We're not going to do the rear gearbox. There's one more thing. One more thing I'll go. So, the hex pins are new, by the way. The old hex pins used to snap. They used to break. They were too hard. Now the new ones, you can tell if you have a new one by the color of the end of the pin. The end of the pin is dark gray. The dark gray ones are the new ones and they shouldn't snap. So, the screw for the hex pin, I'll just add Loctite here. I'll actually show it. I'll show you this. I've made a video about this before, but you haven't watched it anyway, so I'm going to show you something. I'm going to have to take the upper link off because I forgot to do this earlier. Terrible, terrible. So anyway, we have this system where you can get rid of play. Normally on 8 scales, the wheels wobble all over the place, so you can set your camber however you want, but then on the track you're going to have like -5 to +3, just because the wheel wobbles so much. So I don't like that. I don't think that's cool. So what we do is, here, you see that? There's this black washer that goes between the bearings. And then the hole in the drive shaft, how am I going to show you this? There you see it now. It's not round. It's oblong. So the pin and the hex can move inwards. So when you tighten the screw here in the axle, it moves the hex inwards along with the hex pin. That's why the black washer is here between the bearings, so it doesn't crush the bearings together. Otherwise, when you tighten, you would just crush the bearings together and it would be tight. So what happens is, sometimes when you tighten the screw, it gets tight. And that's when you add one of these shims. The shims are included in the kit right there. Boom. So let's pretend like this was tight. I tightened the grub screw and the bearings don't move freely. That's because they're being crushed together. So I take a shim and I put it in next to the black washer. So I would put it here. There's a black washer in there, then I add the shim here. Well, I'm not going to add it because it's perfect, but that's where you would put it. Then you put the bearing on, then you put the hex on, tighten it, and it's going to be free. If it's not free yet, you add another shim. Then, when the car is used, everything's broken in, you'll start feeling some play again in the wheels. So then you disassemble it again, take the outer bearing out, and you add these shims. JQH036. Bigger ones. 13 by 16 shims. And these shims I use to eliminate the play. So after you've driven the car for a while, you feel that the wheels are all wobbly, and before you contact me and tell me that I'm an idiot and my car sucks, you take this shim and you put it in here. So you take the outside bearing out, put the shim in here. Then when you put the bearing in, so you have a shim, bearing, put the hex on, hex pin, and when you tighten it down, that shim is going to eliminate that play. So again, if you add one shim and you still have a bit of play, just add another one. And that's it. It's really, this system makes it so you can adjust the play throughout the lifetime of the car. If it was just a hole there, you couldn't really do it. Yes, you can try and add shims, but it's not going to be good. The bearings also wear out, and the bearings have more play in them. And using this system, you can actually adjust it to the play in the bearings. Yeah. I don't know who came up with that, because that sounds pretty genius to me. Actually, 10 scale cars kind of have this. They don't have the grub screw in the axle, but same idea. They have crush washers and stuff. At least they used to. So, what I'm doing now, Loctite on here. And yeah. Since this is brand new, I don't need to shim anything because it's good. But just remember that tip. Did you understand all that? Do people understand what I was trying to say? Was I speaking Chinese? Do I run CVDs from time to time, or only universals? Only universals, but we're working on CVDs now. So actually I don't know when they're going to be out, but we're working on CVDs just because CVDs and universals work differently, and we want to have that option to try. Jeff Keaton, can you start over? No. But I'm going to explain this just one more time. When you tighten this grub screw here for the hex, if you feel that the axle doesn't turn, the drive shaft doesn't turn smoothly anymore, you feel that something's binding, then you take the screw out, take the hex pin out, hex off, outside bearing off, and you add one or two of these small shims on the drive shaft, so between the bearings. Then you put the bearing on, hex pin, tighten it, and it's going to be free. If after some time of running you feel that there's a lot of play, the wheel's wobbling and the hex screw is tight but it's still wobbling, you do the same thing. Take the wheel off, take the grub screw out, hex off, outside bearing out, and you add one or two of the bigger shims. So you add the shim in the plastic bushing, then you put the bearing on, you put the hex on, hex pin, tighten it up, and it's going to eliminate that play. You got that? How's your cab forward body being working out? It makes no difference, it just looks different. Awesome tip, thanks. Yes, we have one happy person. Someone understood what I was trying to explain. My job here is done. I'm Jeff Keaton's hero. Well, I know that. You talk about me all the time. I'll give you views. So the next step is the rear gearbox, and I really can't be bothered to do that now. So I feel like we're done here. Front end in one piece, everything's free, everything's moving. Put this over here, and you have 16 seconds to ask some good questions. There's so much to talk about, says Jeff Keaton. I'm sure there is. What are you going to make up next time? Just try and have, you need better sources. Like everything you say is like, almost everything you say is just wrong. It's embarrassing. Like I'm sure there's enough to talk about which is true. So just try and stick to that. I prefer light beer. I mean, not the color, like blonde, not light as in light. Is that Saboya's doing a live at the same time? Can you like combine a Facebook live? Is that possible? That'd be pretty funny. Can you have like split screen of 2 Facebook lives? Oh, there we have it. Sandro says e-buggy. We're done. Okay, see you next time.